So in the last episode, we went ahead and expanded the fishing village, but I want to spend a lot of time this episode industrializing and getting some proper farms set up to help us in the future. And that's what brings me to this village here, because we need to take some of these guys. I guess first thing that we have to do is try and get them out of this hole here. There are a lot of villagers built up here, but I guess that does mean that we're back to this very painful transportation. Alright, we're back over here with some of the dirt we need, and there are a lot of mobs, but this guy with the helmet right here can go into this boat, and we need him because he will not burn up in the sun. So if we just get a little name tag, call him Zombert, we can then sleep the night away and won't have to worry about all these mobs. And with that, I think it's time for another time lapse. So let's get this iron farm built up and running. Alright, we're back. And I actually kind of understand how this farm works. First of all, I forgot to mention that this design was uploaded by Morettings on YouTube about 4 months ago, so I'll link his channel and the video in the description. Huge shoutouts to him. I actually kind of get how this is working. So, with all these paths, the iron golem can only spawn up here, and then it will try and use the trapdoors and stuff to pathfind over to the zombie, and this pressure plate will cause the trapdoor to come up, which protects the zombie. Meanwhile, these villagers are permanently in torment, and that's why the iron golems are spawning in the first place. And they fall down here, they go into this pit, and all the stuff gets dropped down here, and I need to make a more sophisticated way to get back up to the surface. I've just been fixing things up. This thing is actually going very strong. Now, you might have also noticed that our beloved Zombert does not have his copper armor anymore, and that's because the original Zombert actually died somehow. But we have Zombert 2 now, which I need to get a name tag for, so that's what we'll do next. But before we do that, I'm actually going to create a chunk loader. So in case you guys don't know what a chunk loader is, it basically makes it so while you're in your Minecraft world, and I believe in the same dimension, it makes certain chunks loaded at all times, which means that this farm will still keep going even when I'm not nearby. So if I put an ender pearl in stasis, which means it just keeps bobbing up and down without going anywhere, in this chunk right here, then all of these other 8 chunks surrounding on top of this middle chunk, they will stay always loaded, and hopefully this will help heavily with our farm rates. So it's been a while since I built one of these, but I think if I put water down here, and if I fill this all up with kelp, and then break the bottom kelp block, all these water blocks should become water source blocks. And that means if I put soul sand at the bottom, then it'll create a bubble column. And if I just chuck an ender pearl in there, there we go. You can see that it just stays floating. Now, I'm going to protect this just so mobs can't accidentally trigger it. You can see that we are already pulling in a lot of iron, and this is beautiful. But I think I'm going to leave this running for a bit while I go and search for a name tag for our beloved Zombert. So we're here in this local mine shaft that I also found while designing the iron farm. And I think name tags in the chests here are roughly a 40% chance. So long as we find minecart chests, then we'll be fine. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I don't think there's a chest here, or another minecart chest here at all. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to head over to the coordinates of a monster spawner, and hopefully there's a chest or two. I also just noticed, is that a fossil? Because I don't think I've ever seen a fossil before in Minecraft. Like, I knew that fossils existed, but I've never really seen one at all. This is cool. Stay away from my diamonds. Either way, I'll be taking all these bone blocks for bone meal. I think I must have gotten like 7 diamond blocks from that one fossil. And I think there's another one right over here. but this is a very dangerous spot to be in. Just gotta casually make a little staircase down. Yeah, there's this diamond, or there's this fossil right here, and it has a lot of diamonds. I'm hearing skeletons, so I'm just gonna start digging towards them, and there it is. Whoa! How many diamonds is this? Is this just gonna be 6? Okay, this was 9 diamond ore there. I am at half a stack of diamond ore, and I still can't get my name tag. What did I just stumble upon? I guess there's a spider spawner here, which is cool, but... Oh, there we go! Now I just gotta dig out of this stupid place. Hopefully there's a cave nearby, and there is... With another mine shaft as well, and even more diamond ore. Can I just say, I love how shaders adds this fog to these caves, because it just looks really beautiful. And I won't be using shaders at all for my videos, because I want them to feel very, like, new to Minecraft, or even inexperienced with Minecraft friendly. But I will be using them for thumbnails. But just look at the sheer magnitude of all of this, with all the dripstone and the glow lichen. I can even see some diamonds over there. But I have another goal in mind, and it's to try and get another name tag while I'm here. This looks promising because I might be underneath an ocean. Oh, it feels nice to finally be free, and I'm actually not too far away from things. Zombert II. Let's just quickly get that named, and we can patch this up, and we can be on our way home, which I have to say, I think this was a very successful operation. I mean, we got an iron farm set up, we got a chunk loader working, but we also got ourselves 54 diamond ore, which, you know, it's a bit sad in the context that, oh, I just wanted to find a name tag, but it's awesome in the context that it's diamonds! Now, I'm gonna mine all of these diamonds and just see how much I get from it. So we're back, and we have 113 diamonds here, and that is just absolutely beautiful. Our wealth is looking actually pretty good now. But I'm gonna go take a food break real quick, and I'm going to leave my iron farm purposefully running in the background. And once we get back, we can continue the next farm. I saw this mangrove swamp out of the corner of my eye in episode 1, and I think from here, this will be a good place to start raiding to get some mud. So we are here in my creative world, and you can see this is where I've kind of sorted out some buildings, including ones we haven't gone to yet. But I want to quickly demo a farm idea. So what I think we can do is, with a setup like this, we can get the observer to fire this trapdoor, and that will create a little dent in the wall, and I believe this actually transmits a block update. So then if we go from here and just test out our bamboo growth for a second, I think the trapdoor will go twice. Yeah, it can just keep growing again. So I think for now I'm going to start small. I'm going to keep this all within a chunk, and I am going to have 32 different modules here. So upon further inspection, it doesn't seem to be the case that I can stack farms like this, because this will create the wall pattern no matter how it's placed, and it will not change that at all. If I could get it one block out further, then it would work, but at that point I'd have the redstone on either side of a chunk border, which is very risky for actually having the farm work. So I'm going to sort out a little collection system for this. So this right here is very crude redstone, but it gets the job done. So a comparator is used here to detect the amount of items input, where each item corresponds to 1 piece of redstone signal strength. So what that means is that once it reaches 9 signal strength, it'll receive enough power to then spit out the bamboo block because it gets crafted up. And then I believe if we put a hopper right here, then it will directly spit it into the hopper like that. So I've improved the redstone yet again. This time I've managed to confine it all within this chunk, which is very nice for consistency. And I've also added this clock at the end, so it will still do the spitting out as normal, but say a stack builds up in here, you can see that it starts rapidly spitting out until all of it has been depleted. And you can see with the help of Lightmatica's material lists, you can see this is why I made an iron farm, because, some of these stuff varies, 1 repeater, 2 comparators, stuff like that. But when it comes to, say, 32 sticky pistons or the 39 hoppers, yeah, it gets a bit much. Now, as for the actual location of this thing, I think it's time that we finally expand downwards. So I have this ugly stairway that I need to decorate down to my massive cave, and this is where we're going to be doing a time lapse. Ready to make the bamboo farm? Let's go. Hey, so this is solar, and apparently my replay recorder was left on for 75 hours and 28 minutes. So to say that the file is lost and corrupted is an understatement. But this bamboo farm, I think, took about like half an hour to build. So we'll just get back to the video and ignore this. So let's talk logistics here for a second. Is the farm ugly? Very. Does it work? I mean, yeah, it's growing bamboo. Now, how effective this is, I'm going to stress test it. So I'm going to leave this running for maybe 20 hours or so. And I'm going to see how much bamboo I get. But in the future, I definitely will cover this up. I will make everything look beautiful. Maybe that'll be episode 4 where I focus on interior design. But I think, honestly, what we have here is very nice. Now, one more thing is I have a bit of spare resources because this was supposed to go 3 blocks further, but I did not want to dig out that much more space without a beacon. So for now, this is just only 13 by 2, which, I mean, it gets the job done. It isn't as effective, but it's just a lot better for my sanity. Also, don't worry, I will find a way to decorate the exterior of this Iron Golem farm and make it look a lot better. So it's currently the next day, and there is a hole in my house. And I don't know why, but if I had to guess, a guy just picked a fight and a creeper blew up, but luckily we have the stuff to rebuild. Now, my bamboo farm was actually set up incorrectly. I forgot about the glowstone to make the bamboo actually grow. So this is kind of irrelevant. This is kind of false data. So I'll have to retime everything, and I will do that starting now. So we might be under siege right now, but at least they're having fun playing jump rope. Also, between recordings, these guys did get zombified. So what I did is I reinforced the door with 3 different trapdoors, and I've mostly gotten things back to normal. The only problem is our mending villager right here is now charging 16 per, which is not ideal. So it is officially the next day at roughly the same time, and it doesn't look like anything has been funneled through here, but that's actually pretty good. That looks like it's about 370 bamboo an hour, which is completely fine, considering that I'm going to be using this for sticks and chests and just things like that. In the meantime, I've also gotten a sheep farm set up. Now, this is really simple how it works. So you have these grass and dirt blocks with these sheep encased in glass, and whenever an observer down here detects that the grass has regrown, it will try to shear the sheep, but once the sheep eats the grass and it turns back into dirt, it'll try to shear the sheep again, this time successfully, and then all the wool gets collected underneath by hopper minecarts and funneled into these double chests. So fingers crossed it didn't mess up this design, and we can get a lot of wool in the future. Some procrastination later, and it's time that we begin our time-lapse where we will be installing just a little bit of structures along this part of the shore to make it feel more alive. So are you ready? Let's do this. Alright, and we are back, and I actually only did 2 buildings because I ran out of the mud. So off camera, I'm going to figure out what I want to do here. But check it out, it's just framework right now, so there's no interior, there's not even windows or doors. But I think the kind of organic shapes here really help with this jungle aesthetic, especially if we can get more of like a larger scale building here and we can have these 2 kind of flimsy buildings flanking it. Now, I am a bit unhappy about how this little mart building turned out, especially right here, so I'm going to experiment with that off camera, and I might even change out the wool for a different color. But overall, if we just take a little zoom out, you can see that we're starting to really develop something special here. I was literally sorting something out, and a creeper decided to explode here, so I've had to rebuild the wall very roughly, and I am going to have to take some of this scaffolding down and try my best to retexture it with what little blocks I have left. I think I do actually want to wrap up this episode because we have gotten a lot today, and I'm going to be honest, I am only giving myself like 1 day to edit this, which is very rough. I mean, by the time I'm recording this, I have already put out the announcement thing on my channel, and the episode isn't even done recording. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you had a great week, and I'll see you next week where we're going to be doing something. I honestly don't have any plans other than to tidy stuff up, but if you guys have ideas, let me know. That'll be all for me though. Goodbye!